In the glow of a crescent moon nightlight, a mother's worst nightmare became reality. Zara Mitchell had 60 seconds before armed men broke down her door, 60 seconds to call the one man she swore she'd never contact again. The dangerous Korean crime lord she'd fled from 7 years ago. The man whose eyes stared back at her every time she looked at their daughter. One call would save them. But it would also reveal the secret she'd kept hidden across an ocean. He had a child he never knew existed. As the door splintered and her daughter screamed, Zara's finger hovered over a contact labeled simply KMJ. Some choices destroy you. Others might just save you. This is the story of a woman who ran from a monster, only to discover that monsters are sometimes the only ones who can protect what matters most. The apartment trembled as footsteps echoed in the hallway. Zara Mitchell pressed her hand gently over 7-year-old Lily's mouth, her other arm wrapped protectively around her daughter's small trembling body. The nightlight shaped like a crescent moon cast eerie shadows across the bedroom floor, and in that dim glow, Lily's eyes stared up at her mother, wide, terrified, and unmistakably his. Those eyes. Every single day for 7 years, Zara had looked into them and seen Kang Minute-jae staring back at her. Outside, heavy boots stopped at their apartment door. Zara's phone buzzed against the hardwood floor, the screen illuminating a message from an unknown number. We know about the girl. Surrender the evidence or lose everything. Her latest investigation, exposing an international money laundering operation tied to human trafficking, had painted a target on their backs. The footsteps resumed, closer now. She had maybe 60 seconds before they broke down that door. 60 seconds to make a choice she swore she'd never make. Her thumb hovered over a contact she hadn't touched in 7 years, labeled simply, KMJ. The door frame splintered with a violent crack. Zara pressed call. Across the ocean in Seoul, South Korea, inside a penthouse office overlooking the city's glittering skyline, that call began to ring. 3 days earlier, Zara's home office looked like organized chaos. Red string connected photographs to newspaper clippings, financial records to blurry surveillance images. Somewhere in this web was the story that would dismantle an international criminal network, and possibly get her killed. Mommy, you're doing the scary face again. Zara turned. Lily stood in the doorway, clutching her stuffed bunny, 7 years old and far too perceptive for her own good. Zara minimized her laptop screen and opened her arms. Lily ran into them, warm and trusting. Is it important work? Lily asked, her voice small. Very important, baby. I'm helping people who need help. Lily pulled back slightly, her expression serious. Can I ask about my daddy today? The question landed like it always did, unexpected, sharp, painful. What do you want to know, sweetheart? Does he know about me? Zara closed her eyes. No, baby. He doesn't. Why not? How could she explain that the man she'd loved 7 years ago was brilliant and protective, but also dangerous? That he operated in shadows and violence, controlling half of Seoul's underground with an iron fist? That the moment she realized she was pregnant, she'd disappeared in the middle of the night without a trace? Sometimes grown-ups make hard choices to protect the people they love, Zara said carefully. That night, her encrypted phone buzzed. A message from her source. They're asking about you. Disappear. Now. Then her burner phone rang. Unknown number. A distorted voice spoke. Zara Mitchell. Investigative journalist. Age 30. Daughter Lily, age 7. Lives at 2847, Peachtree Avenue, apartment 4B, Atlanta, Georgia. They knew everything. In Seoul, South Korea, Kang Minute-jae stood at the floor-to-ceiling windows of his penthouse, watching rain blur the city lights. At 35, he controlled more of Seoul's underground economy than most people could imagine. Beneath his legitimate import-export businesses lay an empire built on information, fear, and absolute control. His assistant entered quietly. Sir, there have been unusual calls to your private line today. United States. Atlanta area code. Atlanta. 7 years ago, he'd met a woman there during a business expansion trip. A fierce, brilliant journalist named Zara who'd looked at him like he was a man, not a monster. For 3 months, they'd circled each other. She challenged him, made him laugh, looked at him like he could be more than what he was. Then one night, she'd followed him. Saw the guns, the coded conversations, the way men bowed when he entered rooms. By morning, she was gone. No note. No goodbye. Just silence. He'd told himself it was mercy, that his world would have destroyed her. Ignore it, Minute J said flatly. His phone rang. Private line. Atlanta area code. He answered. Minute J. Her voice was breathless, terrified. I know I have no right to call you, but we need. A crash in the background. A child's frightened cry. Please, Zara gasped. She has your eyes, and they're going to kill us both. The line went dead. Minute J stood frozen. She has your eyes. A child. His child. Jung Hoon, he barked to his head of security. I need a location trace on that call. Now. And mobilize our people in Atlanta. All of them. Sir. Someone just threatened my family. Hello, amazing viewers. Where are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments so I can send special appreciation your way. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what happens next. Now, let's dive deeper into the story. Minute J's hands shook as he gripped his phone, something that hadn't happened in 15 years of living in shadows. Not during his first knife fight. Not when he'd taken control of the organization. Not even when bullets shattered concrete inches from his head. But now, they trembled. 7 years of silence shattered in 17 seconds. Location found, sir, Jung Hoon said, fingers flying across his tablet. 2847, Peachtree Avenue, Apartment 4B, Atlanta, Georgia. Call lasted 17 seconds before disconnection. Minute J's jaw tightened. Get our Atlanta team mobilized. I want an extraction team at that address in under 2 hours. 2 targets, Zara Mitchell and a 7-year-old child. They are to be recovered alive and airborne to Seoul immediately. Sir, that timeline is. I don't care. Minute J's voice turned ice cold. Use every asset. Buy a plane if you have to. Those 2 are now our highest priority. Move. Jung Hoon pulled up satellite feeds, building schematics, police scanners. Police scanner reports gunshots at the location. Minute J's blood went cold. His private line rang again. Atlanta area code. He answered instantly. Minute J. Zara's voice, running, winded, a child crying in the background. We got out. I don't know if you're sending help, but we're moving. I have maybe an hour before they find us again. Where are you? She hesitated. Even now, she was careful. Somewhere public, she said finally. Zara, listen to me. I can protect you, but you have to trust me. Her laugh was bitter. Trust you? I saw who you really are. The only reason I called is because the people hunting us are worse. The words cut deep, but he pushed forward. You're right. I'm not a good man. But I protect what's mine. And whether you like it or not, you and our daughter are mine to protect. Silence. Then, softly, her name is Lily. She's 7. She asks about you every day. His chest tightened painfully. A small voice drifted through the phone. Mommy. His heart stopped. Tell her, Minute J said quietly. Please. Zara exhaled shakily. Lily, sweetheart, it's your daddy. My daddy. Wonder, pure and fragile. Really? Minute J swallowed hard. Hello, Lily. I'm your father. Do you really have eyes like mine? He closed his eyes. Exactly like yours, sweetheart. I'll wait for you, Daddy. When the call ended, Minute J stood motionless. For the first time in his life, he wasn't thinking like a kingpin. He was thinking like a father. And he would burn the world to bring his daughter home. The bus terminal smelled like diesel fuel and fear. Zara sat on a metal bench, Lily curled in her lap, both of them trembling from adrenaline. They'd escaped through the fire exit, barefoot and desperate, disappearing into Atlanta's night traffic. Now they waited. Lily sniffled. "Mommy, are the bad men gone?" "For now, baby. You did so good. I'm so proud of you." "Is Daddy really coming?" Zara brushed tears from Lily's cheeks. "I think so." What she didn't say, she had no idea if Minute J could reach them in time, or if the men hunting them would strike first. A black SUV pulled up to the terminal entrance. Zara tensed, pulling Lily closer, until she saw the man who stepped out. Tall, Korean, wearing a dark suit, moving with lethal precision. He scanned the crowd, eyes landing on them. Then he smiled, gentle, almost relieved. "Mrs. Mitchell," he said in accented English. "Mr. Kang sent me. We need to move. Now." Zara hesitated. "Please," the man said. "They're 3 minutes behind us." She grabbed Lily and ran. They barely made it into the SUV before gunfire erupted. Glass shattered. Tires screamed. The world blurred into chaos as the vehicle tore through Atlanta streets, weaving through traffic with terrifying speed. Lily screamed, and Zara held her tighter. "It's okay, baby. It's okay." But she didn't know if that was true. 20 minutes later, they boarded a private jet. The cabin was luxury incarnate, leather seats, soft lighting, a far cry from the violence they'd just escaped. Lily fell asleep almost immediately, exhausted. Zara sat rigid, staring out the window as Atlanta disappeared below them. Across the aisle, Jung-hoon spoke quietly into his phone. "Sir, they're airborne. ETA to Seoul, 14 hours. Somewhere across the ocean, Minute J finally allowed himself to breathe. The jet was eerily quiet. Zara sat stiffly in her seat, Lily asleep against her chest, finally surrendered to exhaustion. A soft blanket covered them both, but Zara barely felt it. Across the cabin, the door opened. Kang Minute J stepped inside. Zara's breath caught. 7 years had sharpened him, his features harder, his presence more commanding. He wore a black suit, perfectly tailored, but his eyes were the same. Deep brown, intense, now fixed entirely on the sleeping child in her arms. He moved closer slowly, carefully, like approaching something precious and fragile. For a long moment, he just stared. Lily stirred, eyes blinking open. Amber brown met deep brown. "Daddy," she whispered. Minute J's throat worked. "I'm here, Lily." She studied his face seriously, then smiled, bright, trusting, devastating. "You look strong." He laughed softly, tears burning his eyes. "For you, I will be." The safe house sat deep in the mountains outside Seoul, hidden by pine trees and morning fog. It was beautiful, remote, untouchable. Lily ran across the wooden floors, laughing for the first time since Atlanta. Minute J watched her, something soft and unfamiliar settling in his chest. Zara stood nearby, arms crossed. "This place is beautiful." "It's neutral ground," Minute J said. "No enemies can reach us here." "That's a lie," Zara replied. "Men like you carry enemies everywhere." Before he could respond, Jung-hoon entered, face tight. "Sir, we traced the Atlanta attackers." Minute J stiffened. "They weren't freelancers," Jung-hoon continued carefully. "They used our logistics routes. Someone inside the organization authorized the hit." Zara froze. "You mean this came from you?" Minute J's jaw clenched. "No. But someone close enough to access my network betrayed me." "Who?" "My second-in-command. Park Dong-wook." Dong-wook had been with him for over a decade. Brilliant, ruthless, loyal. Or so Minute J had believed. Together, they'd built the organization into something vast and nearly untouchable. But Dong-wook had exploited blind spots Minute J had ignored. Trafficking routes. Dirty money. Children. "He's using your network for human trafficking," Jung-hoon said quietly. "If this goes public, your name burns with his." Footsteps echoed in the hallway. Park Dong-wook appeared in the doorway, tall, calm, smiling. "You should have told me you brought them here," Dornwook said mildly. It complicates things. Minute J's voice was ice. You're trafficking children through my organization. Dornwook sighed. I'm using resources you chose to ignore. We outgrew idealism years ago, Minute J. You crossed a line. There are no lines, Dornwook replied. Only profit. And now you've given me leverage, your precious family. Silence stretched. You won't touch them, Minute J said quietly. Dornwook's smile faded. You already know that's not true. That night, Minute J made his choice. He summoned every loyal asset, every contact, every piece of damaging information he'd buried for 15 years, not to defend his empire, but to destroy it. Zara watched the news feeds as Minute J systematically dismantled his own organization. Shell companies exposed. Accounts frozen. Names leaked carefully, strategically. The trafficking network unraveled first. International warrants followed. Dornwook panicked. That was his mistake. Gunfire echoed through the safe house as Dornwook's men launched their assault. Minute J met them head-on, not as a king, but as a father protecting his family. Zara grabbed Lily and ran to the secure panic room. Stay with me, baby, she whispered. Behind them, the mountain house trembled with violence. Minute J cornered Dornwook in the lower command room, smoke thick in the air. You could have ruled forever, Dornwook spat. You chose a child over an empire. Minute J's voice was steady. No. I chose humanity. The single gunshot echoed through the mountains. By dawn, the world knew Kang Minute J's name, and the trafficking ring was dead. Minute J stood at the edge of the mountain property, watching fog drift through the valley. For the first time in years, his phone was silent. Daddy. He turned. Lily padded toward him, hair still messy from sleep, her stuffed bunny tucked under one arm. Did I wake you? She shook her head. Mommy said you were thinking. He smiled faintly. She knows me too well. Lily pressed against his leg, and he rested his hand gently on her head, marveling at the trust. Are the bad men gone? Yes, he said honestly. They can't hurt anyone anymore. She nodded, satisfied. Good. Zara appeared in the doorway, wrapped in a jacket, her expression soft. You don't have to stay here forever, she said. The authorities say if you cooperate fully, you can walk away. Start over. Minute J looked out over the valley. And then what? Then we build something honest, Zara said. Something real. Lily tugged his hand. Can we have breakfast now, Daddy? He laughed, an unguarded sound that surprised all three of them. Yes, sweetheart. I think we've earned it. That afternoon, Minute J made his final call, to a prosecutor whose number he'd memorized but never intended to use. I'm ready to testify, he said simply. When the call ended, something inside him settled. That evening, Lily curled up between them on the couch, her head resting on Minute J's shoulder. Zara watched them quietly. You know, she waited for you. Even when she didn't know who you were. Minute J swallowed. I won't waste that gift. He looked down at Lily, already half asleep, her fingers curled into his shirt. I don't deserve her, he said softly. No, Zara agreed. But you chose her. That's what matters. Outside, the world moved on. Courts would argue. Headlines would fade. The name Kang Minute J would become a cautionary tale. But inside the quiet mountain safe house, something new took root. Not power. Not fear. Family. And for the first time in his life, Minute J understood, real strength wasn't built in shadows. It was built in the light, in small hands held tightly, in hard choices made for love, and in the courage to become something better than what you were. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to K Legacy Africa for more incredible stories. Comment below what you loved most about this story. I read every single comment and respond. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.